What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Wednesday, December 26th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay, let's take a look at the point guard position. I like Reggie Jackson from the Detroit Pistons playing the Washington Wizards, who have the second worst defense overall, and they give up the absolute most fantasy points to opposing point guards. Reggie Jackson has scored 25, 27, and 37 fantasy points in his last 3 games, averaging 26.7 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 28 minutes per game with a 24% usage rate. Reggie Jackson is $5,400 DraftKings salary. He's 100 more on FanDuel, projected at 27.7 fantasy points here tonight. That's over 5 times value. This is a home game, a fast-paced game. Ish Smith is still out, so Reggie Jackson is going to get plenty of run. Fantastic matchup. I love Reggie Jackson here versus the Washington Wizards. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. And then you can see the top point production, who scored the most fantasy points in the last 3 games, minute monsters, see who played the most minutes in the last 3 games, and the recent performance, so you can see who's overperforming and maybe due to crash, and you can see who's underperforming and maybe due to smash. Okay, let's see who we have at the shooting guard position. I like Luka Doncic from the Dallas Mavericks playing the New Orleans Pelicans, who have the 5th worst defense overall, and they give up the 4th most fantasy points to opposing shooting guards. Luka Doncic has scored 48, 35, and 52 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 37.2 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 32 minutes per game with a 27% usage rate. Luka Doncic is $8,300 DraftKings salary, same price on FanDuel, so I really like that FanDuel price. Projected at 33.5 fantasy points here tonight. He's going to need about 40 fantasy points to hit 5 times value, something he's done in the past 4 of 5 games. There's an implied total of 228.5 points in this game. It's a fast-paced game, home game. I love Luka Doncic here versus the New Orleans Pelicans. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, who do we have at the small forward position? I like Aaron Gordon from the Orlando Magic playing the Phoenix Suns, who have the 6th worst defense overall, and they're about middle of the pack defending opposing small forwards. Aaron Gordon has scored 32, 39, and 33 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 33 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 33 minutes per game with a 22% usage rate. Aaron Gordon is $6,900 DraftKings salary. He's 100 more on FanDuel, projected at 31.7 fantasy points here tonight. He's going to need about 35 fantasy points to hit 5 times value. I like this pick because Aaron Gordon has scored 32, 64, 40, and 32 fantasy points in the last 4 games versus the Phoenix Suns. So he's got 60-point upside here in this matchup. I'll roll the dice with Aaron Gordon in a fast-paced game at home versus the Phoenix Suns tonight. Okay, who do we have at the power forward position? I like LaMarcus Aldridge for the San Antonio Spurs playing the Denver Nuggets, who have the 5th best defense overall, but they give up the 4th most fantasy points to opposing power forwards. LaMarcus Aldridge has scored 28, 29, and 33 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 36.4 fantasy points per game on the season, in an average of 32 minutes per game with a 27% usage rate. LaMarcus Aldridge is $7,200 DraftKings salary. He's $400 more on FanDuel, projected at 39.8 fantasy points here tonight. That's over 5 times value. Marcus Aldridge has put up 41 and 40 fantasy points versus the Denver Nuggets in his last 2 games. There's an implied total of 216.5 points in this game. I like LaMarcus Aldridge in a good positional matchup here versus the Denver Nuggets. Okay, moving on to the center position. I like Willie Cauley-Stein for the Sacramento Kings versus the LA Clippers, who have the 4th worst defense overall and give up the 4th most fantasy points to opposing centers. Willie Cauley-Stein has scored 55, 38, and 31 fantasy points in his last 3 games, averaging 31.9 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 28 minutes per game with a 20% usage rate. Willie Cauley-Stein is $6,500 DraftKings salary, $500 more on FanDuel, projected at 31.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's almost 5 times value. Fantastic matchup for Willie Cauley-Stein, who's put up over 30 fantasy points in 4 of his last 5 games. There's an implied total of 239.5 points in this game. I like Willie Cauley-Stein here versus the LA Clippers. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.